Good afternoon, it's just gone noon here in the UK, so wherever you are in the world joining me on this live today, welcome. Good afternoon from me, good morning if you're in the US, and good evening, I guess, if you're east of where I am. So I wanted to address this GDPR thing because I know a lot of people are confused by it. I'm still confused by it, but I've drawn a few conclusions. For me personally, I have just been watching what other people have been doing, and it's been really interesting because I'm obviously subscribed to some quite senior marketers, just to see what they're doing, you know, and what's going on with them. And the conclusions I've drawn is that there doesn't seem to be a clear idea of whether we should be asking people to re-opt in, or whether it should be just that we are highlighting to them that they can opt out whenever they want, which seems to make more sense as they have already opted in once. But I have to say, I think one of the key components is basically, hello Bob, I just saw I got a like there, hi, nice to meet you, is basically making sure your privacy policy covers everything that you are, sharing your data with. That it basically covers every single use of that data. Now, I have got a privacy policy that I'm using, and I will share that with you guys in the comments after this live. Now, obviously, make sure you update that on your website. The copy I've got obviously has my name, my websites. Please change it. I know it sounds obvious, but I'm sure some people might forget. So, do feel free to use that privacy policy, which I will post at the end of this live. And if you're on this live, please do come and say hi and tell me where you're coming in from. I'd love to hear from you. Also, we were talking about the opting in, opting out, what is going on. Now, I have been watching, and some people are just updating the fact that they've updated their privacy policy. They're just sending out an email saying, we have updated our privacy policy, go and check it out, with no further talk about opting in or opting out. Some emails have said, opt in to stay on my list. And other emails are saying, if you don't want to stay on my list, then you can opt out. Hi, Elizabeth from Switzerland. Nice to have you on the live with me. So my feeling on all of this, I think most internet marketers are certainly going the route of just sending the email out saying, I've updated my privacy policy, take a look at it. And if you want to opt out, here's the unsubscribe button. And that is certainly, I think, what I personally am going to do. Hi, Mumbai from Kenya. Fantastic, beautiful place. So I'm actually going to, give people the option to opt out, although it's on every single email. But I think one of the things we really need to take away from this, because in a sense, I think it's a really, really good thing, because it's going to get rid of all those spammers in the marketplace. That is the idea behind it. And if you are sending out great information in your emails, which we should be aiming to do anyway, to build our tribe, to build our following, we want to be giving either good marketing content, just content and value that people are actually going to enjoy reading, they're going to get some kind of benefit from. If we always lead from a point of service, from a point of giving value, then we're not going to go wrong here. But there does seem to be this thing that you kind of every now and again, although it's at the bottom of every email we have every few months, it's a good idea just to say, just to remind you, you can opt out of this whenever you please. But if you go in and you just want to give value all the time, then I don't think you can go too far wrong with this. It's going to actually, I think, increase the quality of the emails that are going to go out, and for me, I see it as a list cleansing exercise. I don't want people on my list who aren't interested in what I have to say anyway. And I do actually, and this is another tip, make sure you keep your list hygiene. If people aren't opening after a month or 6 weeks, then have a clear out and get rid of them, because you're only paying for that deadwood to be on your list anyway, because obviously the autoresponder services do actually charge you for all those extra subscribers. So it's a really good thing. And it's just a really good thing to have people who are really engaged in your emails. And hey, So we've got a few people. Great to have you guys. Yes, Francis. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Thanks for offering an explanation of GDPR. It's an unknown for me. My best guess of what it all means is... oh, you would put a word like that, wouldn't you? Geheim Democratic Republic of Korea. Okay. All right. No idea what that means. But yes, I mean, it's obviously EU legislation, and we know EU love their legislation, don't they? Like a bit of red tape to just confuse us all. I don't think it's anything particularly to worry about. I think for most of us, certainly in Europe, we're going to have to switch on the double opt-ins if we haven't got those on already. But you've got to remember that if we have the double opt-in on, we're going to get a better class of email reader. You know, we're going to get a better class of lead who are jumping onto our list. And we've got to always remember that the people that we are sending these emails to, they are people. You know, we always refer to them as leads, but I like to think of them as people. And I think that if I can just make a difference to one person who is on my list with an email, then I'm doing something really, really good. So just kind of think of that, you know, in that terms of how you want to be talked to on email when you're giving these great little value bombs, you know. Just always think of trying to give as much as you can on email, and you're not going to go too far wrong. But just to recap, because I can see some of you are jumping on a little bit later here. Hi Pam, great to see you. Dominus, Delroy, great to see you guys. Yeah, so basically what I was saying is I have just been sitting back and watching and monitoring what all the other marketers are doing. And I'm talking the big name marketers, because I'm on a lot of lists and I'm just watching what they're doing. Also, you know, retail, I'm on a few for different stores, you know, online stores and that sort of thing. And one email I received this morning actually did say, even the lawyers don't seem to have a very clear idea of what we should be doing completely, which is awesome, isn't it? You pay for a lawyer, you expect them to know what to do. But apparently there does seem to be this ambiguity. And as I said earlier on, I'm going to follow the route of updating my privacy policy, which I've already done. And I'm going to put a text copy it's in Google Docs. So you can just swipe that, and you can just change your name and your website in that document and update your own privacy policy. It really does cover all the bases. Also, when you write to your list, tell them you've updated it. And for me, I'm going to say, always remember you have the option to opt out. I'm not going to ask them to opt in again. It just seems a bit crazy when they've already opted in once. So I'm going to remind them they've got the option to opt out if they no longer want to be on my list. And as I said before, it's a great list cleaning exercise. Anyway, so happy days. We'll get rid of the people who don't want to be in our tribe. So it's all good. It's all good, right, guys? Hi, Alexi. Nice to see you as well. All right, so I really hope that helps you guys. As soon as I jump off this, I'm going to put the text for the privacy policy. In fact, let me just give you guys, bear with me a second. Here we go. You can see me. There we go. So you can see it here. And down the side here, you can actually see, you know, what we're covering here. Cookies, ads, your consent, choice of opt-in, opt-out, testimonials, you know, people who have done you testimonials, comments, termination, children's privacy. It's all the stuff that has to be covered. So this is a really comprehensive document and you're more than welcome to use it. So let me just go back here. So guys, I hope you found that really useful. And like I say, thank you for jumping on. Do feel free to connect with me. And, you know, I've given you basically what I see, and there doesn't seem to be a particular right or wrong way to do it. And actually, I would also just like to add, a lot of big marketers are just completely ignoring it as well. They're not doing anything. So I think if you just, you know, do the privacy policy, share it with your list, and remind them they can opt out at any time, you're covering your bases. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you found that useful. I hope that's kind of, you know, made you go, okay, that's not too bad. I can swipe this privacy policy and I'll email my list and let them know it's updated and that they can opt out. All right, cool. Okay. Thanks guys for jumping on. I really appreciate you jumping on today, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.